Hi, I'm Dylan Jackson here with Judith Meyer, the owner of Handlebar Helmets. She was gracious enough to come spend a few minutes with me. How are you doing today?
I'm good, thanks.
So let's get started. So what is a handlebar helmet?
The handlebar helmet is a safety device for a kid's bicycle that will fit into the end of a bicycle handlebar. You know, most handlebars have that sticky grip on the outside. It's plastic, but as we all know as children, when you're through riding that bicycle, you throw it on the ground, and over time, that metal edge shows through the grip. So the handlebar helmet fits inside there and will keep that protected and will keep that from happening.
How did this all get started?
Well, handlebar helmets are actually the result of a sad story for my family that turned out to be with a good ending. My son Luke was 4. He was out riding his bicycle in our driveway. Not a fast bicycle rider at 4, obviously, but his bicycle tire hit the edge of our driveway just right, and his handlebars hit him in the stomach when he landed. Well, he's 4. Bicycle accidents happen frequently at our house. He cried. We looked at him. No scratches, no bruises, no bleeding. No big deal. We kind of blew it off. We had some guests at our house having a party. Well, he still didn't feel too good, and I just kind of stuck him in the bed. He didn't sleep well at all. He started getting a really high fever. He flushed in and out. His heart was racing. We called the pediatrician, very concerned, and the pediatrician said, all these are signs of a high fever. Highly likely that he had a stomach bug or something like that. The next morning, he still was not feeling any better, didn't want to walk, didn't even want to have covers on him. And my husband and I just knew something wasn't right. It was a Sunday, so our pediatrician's office wasn't open until 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and we just didn't feel like we could wait that long. So we drove to Vanderbilt Children's Hospital, went to the ER, and looking back now, I should have been concerned as soon as we got to the ER because they actually took us straight back. And we didn't have to wait in the waiting room like you typically do. So at that point, I should have probably been a little concerned that they were rushing us back and seeing us immediately, but it just didn't click in. We arrived at the emergency room around 11 o'clock, and by 4:30, Luke was in the surgery area and having his small intestine repaired. He had punctured it during the bicycle wreck.
Wow.
I always get a little upset.
What a sad story.
But it was a good ending, actually. He has a nice big scar going down his stomach, and that I'm sure when he's older he'll be trying to impress the ladies. Yeah, I almost died when I was 4, but it was a serious accident, and we did have a good ending, and we were fortunate. But that is what launched us into why we how we came up with a handlebar helmet.
So as we're finishing up here, what's one thing you'd like to leave your fellow parents?
Well, as parents, it's our job to protect our children, and we always want to think that we're doing everything we can to protect children. As far as bicycle safety, we all know the importance of a bicycle helmet, and I thought that was probably enough, but what we need to realize is there are other injuries that can happen from the fun things that kids do like bicycle riding. And, you know, we really can't do enough to protect our children. And hopefully the handlebar helmet will make a difference in someone else's life like it could have done for us.
Thanks, Judith, for joining us.
Thanks for having me.